I am often, admittedly, very behind the times. I sometimes don't catch on to a trend until it's, you know, well in the past. So I'm going to talk about something here, and I'm sure that all of the much hipper people who watch my videos will say, "No, Wiki, that's like so 6 months ago." Um, but I and you're right to say that. But I wanted to comment on it anyway because better late than never. And this was something that this is a trend. I think it's still around, but maybe it reached its zenith um, of conspicuosity or conspicuousness as far as the media goes around September or so of last year. Um, and as you can see, the headlines is from the New York Post. Unvaccinated people are declaring themselves purebloods. I first came across this when I was reading some post, and somebody was saying afterwards, "Yeah, I'm a pure blood all the way." Hashtag pureblood, and they, I knew what they were talking about, of course. The non-bajed were saying that their insides hadn't been messed with, and that made them "quote unquote" purebloods. Now, I'll read a little bit of this article. Some anti-bajers have proclaimed themselves purebloods in a campaign of biological supremacy against those who received the Flovid 1999 Bajzine. From now on, I refuse to be referred to as unvaccinated. I'll say it there, said conservative influencer Lindsay Marie in a post last week. This is on TikTok. Now, I want everyone to call me pureblood. Her hashtags included Harry Potter, pureblood, and unvaccinated. So this is all from the Harry Potter universe. This is Harry Potter lore, which I'm not familiar with very much. I mean, I'm only tangentially aware. I've not read any of the books. I think I've seen one of the movies. So, but in any case, interesting just to note as an aside that this series, which is really very much zeitgeist shaping in so many ways, so popular. It's influenced so many people, sold so many millions of books, and its author J.K. Rowling is somebody who's very much in the mainstream and seems to know influential people and to be part of the power elite, and yet at the same time, kind of like Elon Musk, I guess, she also has this this dissident aspect to her persona, which gets her some derision from some people and acclaim from some others, such as her stance on transgenders, which is, as I understand it, is just saying that if you're a man and you decide to become a woman, that's not the same thing as being born a woman, which to me sounds absolutely reasonable, but it's a terribly controversial thing to say in our clown world, apparently. So that's interesting, and now this element of her lore, of her fiction, is popping up in this way, which is this seems to be an appropriation of her work, but still it's interesting when someone an artist or a writer or whomever becomes a locus in some ways of dissident thinking. That's interesting. You kind of takes you back. It makes you wonder what that's all about. So to go on. So this is the this is the TikToker who I don't know whether she's still up or not. They probably took her down since all this happened. I'm guessing just because the social media is so censorious these days. especially with anything involving the Baj, um, or the scamdemic. But she got a lot of views for this, and she's also promised followers a new line of merchandise emblazoned with pure blood, unmasked, unvaxxed, unafraid. And I went on YouTube and found some songs that were about being pure-blooded. Uh, there's a parody of "Hot Blooded" by Foreigner, which is some of y'all would call quote boomer tier parody, but I liked it nonetheless. And there's some original songs as well which invoke the pure blood thing. All right, so somebody else says a few users latched on to Marie's movement. In like 5-10 years, maybe less, all the people who are unvaccinated were going to be hunted, warned TikToker Leanne Star23. So the stories that are circulating about, I mean, this one from the New York Post isn't really that bad, but there are some others that are just egregious, all too typical Lugenpress ejaculations in the form of so-called news. They're so. For example, I'll just show this one example. This one's just is so irritating. I'll just share a little bit of it. Some unvaccinated TikTokers are calling themselves pure blood in latest concerning trend. Oh, it's so concerning. When they take on these scolding, this scolding tone, or this brow furrowing, use these kind of brow furrowing words, it's always so fucking irritating. So some TikTokers are asking to be called pure blood. So blah, blah, blah. So then this goes over the same, and it says, "Oops, that video doesn't exist." So I'm guessing they probably yanked this girl's TikTok page because it was getting too popular, expressing this sentiment that they didn't want to have expressed. Others have followed suit and posted videos of themselves staring into the camera, declaring that staring into the camera. Like, isn't that what you do in videos? Like she's even something so little as that, like trying to cast this as something creepy, like, oh, they're staring into the camera. Well, you look into the camera when you're recording a video most of the time. Not this video because I'm not showing myself, but so anyway. Show some examples of it. The trend comes as the U.S. deals with another surge of from the contagious Delta variant, and then there's so many variants. Oh, the variants, the many and varied variants, and the panic that they tried to drum up over all of them. So then this bogus statement, Slovid. 19 becoming a scamdemic of the unbodged. So it's concerning, and these people they're staring into the camera, and it's dark. And this trend, we have to furrow our brows over this trend of people calling themselves pure blood. Of course, others just take more of a kind of ridiculing stance on the whole thing. Like, these stupid, look at all these stupid nerds calling themselves pure bloods. But here's what I have to say about it all. And this is, again, coming from someone who missed all of this, when it was big. And I guess it's still around. I guess it's people still, the hashtag is still out there, and people are still calling themselves pure blood. One of the things that that the that the detractors of the pureblood hashtag, one of the things that they were saying was, well, you know what? In the Harry Potter books, the pureblood are the bad guys, and it's like, well, yeah. I mean, what, is that supposed to be a burn? I mean, yeah, bad guys can be cool. Bad guys can be exciting. I mean, have you heard of Darth Vader? I mean, so yeah. There's a if there's an aura of danger about it, if there's an aura of the forbidden about it, that makes it all the more appealing. And so anyway, I think when we live in a time when those who decline to get this particular procedure done, who decline the hot beef injection, uh, they are immediately considered to be something akin to lepers, and in some places are shut out, are kept out. You can't even go in to this establishment because you're not the right kind of person. Sorry, it's getting kind of dark. There's my beautiful face. So when you've got that kind of thing going on, you've got this kind of stigma being attached that they're intentionally trying to attach to you, saying that you are, a loser, that you're ignorant, that you're a science denier. You've got the president, the president's spokeswoman coming out and saying to all those who haven't gotten this procedure done, you can look forward to a winter of death. And again, there's nothing like this. Okay, some of us are going to choose to get this. Some of us would rather not get this. Let's just all get along. You don't hear that. That kind of sentiment has not been put out in the mainstream. Hopefully, maybe now that will, there'll be a little bit more of a trend in that direction. One hopes, but you've got so much stigma attached to the non-Bajed that of course, the people like that who are always people like me and others, I suspect many of you as well, who are just being spoken of as if we were horrendous, infamous reprobates all the time. Well, you inspire people like that when you're always putting them down and insulting them and getting in their face and screaming at them and telling them how terrible they are and how superior are those who get this experimental procedure done that we don't know the long-term effects of. You do that enough, and it's going to provoke a backlash. And here's your backlash, right? Now, is this? Am I saying this? Am I saying that this signifies something huge? No. I mean, it's just sort of a fun thing that people have latched onto from Harry Potter lore. Interestingly enough, and it's a way of just spitting back the hate that you're getting, and saying, you think that I'm worse than you, but actually I'm better than you. Now, I don't think I'm better than somebody who has gotten the Baj, but I do believe that I do believe very strongly that the Baj should not be mandated, and I do have some very strong concerns about the Baj. So, so I count myself among the purebloods as well. If they'll have me, I'm maybe a little bit old, a little bit unhip for their tastes, but technically I am one of them. So power.